What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Deezquibs Podcast. And congratulations, guys. This is our 60th episode.
God damn. Holy hell.
Yeah. Y'all sound excited.
Well, it's close to 100, that's for sure.
Meh.
Indeed. I agree with Omar.
I see. Well, this podcast is a special one. It's not usually now we're always horsing around, but this is actually one that I want you guys to get into deep thought about.
So books?
Low key. So for those of you who went to high school in the Sweetwater Union High School District, we were forced to read some literature books, aka Mice of Men. I'm drawing a blank here. Someone name a book.
I don't know about you guys, but Otai didn't really do much reading of specific books.
We wrote Shakespeare.
We read a couple books. We had read the Great Gatsby was one.
Okay.
The Great
That was actually
Gatsby.
one we had to read. Okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
one I have to read. Yeah.
Well, one of the books that we did touch on that was pretty interesting that resonated with me because in college I had to I'd say read it again. For those of you who are wondering what the bathroom sounds, my older brother's in my bathroom. So we heard.
I don't think they can hear any.
I don't think they can hear it, but I hope we can hear him drop the soap.
You hear a toilet flushing. That's my brother.
Can we hear him drop the soap?
Oh yeah, he just did. If you hear a scream, dude, I don't know what's going on in there.
Did you know that drop the soap actually means? It doesn't mean about like rape. It just means about like could you get like contract like STIs from dropping the soap because the bathroom floors are fucking like dirty as shit. Prison bathrooms doesn't mean like that's what they mean when they say don't drop the soap.
But I mean, I feel like you could get both.
It doesn't mean immediately when you drop it, everyone's licking their lips. All right, that's what it really means.
That's not what my dad explained to me.
Oh Jesus. Jesus.
Yeah, but basically, yeah, he said you bend down, it's over for you.
So
Maybe that's what they did in the Navy, but for you guys, but for them, but you know.
I mean,
Home seaman. And then at sea.
it makes sense though. I mean, if you tell a guy that dropped the soap and you ask if his name's Ben, last name over, it's already a GG's.
Yeah, it's super GG. Recipes bend over.
Mhm.
What's the book though?
Okay, going back before we get distracted. The book is called A Brave New World. So before I explain it, are you two?
Is that not a song?
I think it's a whole new world, Ryan, from
Oh,
Aladdin.
never-
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, never mind.
No,
Wrong book.
that's Disney.
Sorry.
This is Aladdin.
Oh,
Well, basically, for those who do know about the book, I'm about to explain it anyway, so no matter. So the book is about a utopian world where people are scientifically created. So there's no monogamy where it's a couple and they make a baby. It's more of everyone is scientifically created. Babies are made from factories. So in the way, while the babies are being created, they're being prepped to their role in society. So there's an upper class where those people are more smart and they control the world. And there's the lower class, or people call it epsilons, and lower tier people who are more factory-based jobs. So then what's interesting about this book is the theme of it is about, is it better to be scientifically happy all the time, or is it better to have free thought?
shit. Wait, I think this book sounds familiar. I don't know if it's similar, but there's this one movie or book where a whole bunch of people have to be injected rather having no feelings at all or something like that. Or some shit.
So in the book, they have a drug called Soma.
I think
where-
it might be the same thing.
Yeah, where they pop pills, and then basically Soma is makes you super happy, and it's also a sleep aid when you basically it's the perfect drug that creates perfect happiness. So the story, what's interesting is there's three main characters, or two main characters and one outcast character. Basically, the first guy is the story starts with one of the upper class guys. He notices everyone's always happy, and he feels like he doesn't belong in this scientific world. So then he decides to go to the outside islands, and the island is basically life today. Like the people who don't fit in that dystopian world, like there's still Native Americans, savages. There's monogamy. People have sex to make babies. So then the main character, he goes to that island and then finds a person who his mom used to belong to the dystopian world. So basically you have the scientific generated world and you have like the real world. And basically he takes him back to the dystopian world and you just get to see how the philosophy like contradict. So the guy who's from the outside world, he's like, why is everybody drugged up all the time? It's like blinding them to the truth. So his truth is he believes people should have free thought. That they can feel mad, sad, like jealousy, envy, all the emotions. And then the rest of the world, they're just happy all the time. They drugged up, they doing their thing. And there's sexual freedom too. Like everyone belongs to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So then the book ends by the guy with the free thought. He ends up like killing himself. And the author does a good job of like, basically that comes with free thought. Like he's free to experience everything, and depression and loneliness is like one of the like freedoms in a way. So the question is it better to be always happy, like scientifically always happy like that? Or are you guys on the side of the savage where you should have free thought and feel whatever? So is it better to be happy or better to be free?
I just have a question before any of us answer. What grade did you read this? I didn't read this at all.
Junior year, yeah. 11th grade.
Junior or senior year?
Oh, I don't think I read, because I remember I had a switch of English teachers, so I don't think we didn't really read any books at all. I don't think junior year. I recall.
Yeah, well, no, nobody read that book. They spark notes it.
Oh damn.
Dang.
But still, that's the lesson behind the book, which is why it's a literary classic.
Isn't
year-
there also?
What year was the book created?
Yes.
Yeah.
So the book takes place in like 2040 something in the future, but that book was written in 1938, I believe. So he what's interesting enough, is that one of my senior seminar class for SDSU, I talked about like the future of virtual reality. And that's pretty much like a similar thing. Like it's this world is engineered to cater to you.
To just be happy in your imaginary world all the time that doesn't exist, or go to reality where you can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Is it better to be happy or better to be free? Then you get to see in the book, because the guy chose to value his freedom, he had depression. Or that was one of the things that was an option.
I'd go with the freedom. I think it's better to have the
I'll
freedom
go
of
with freedom too.
just going through everything. You can't just be blindly happy and just that
Forever,
seems.
yeah.
I really need to read the book though. I kind of want to read it just to see like
what if you're blindly happy but you don't know it? Because that's what the people
that's why
sad
that's
though.
why I want to read the book though, because I want to see like what how do they all the happy people, how do they deal with all their blindly happiness, and how do they. But I think I need to read the book.
having sex, and there's a fate they say orgy porgy, and everyone has sex.
I need to read the book, yeah, just for that part for research. But
One of the most interesting parts of the book is before towards the end, when they basically one of the main rulers of the world, he comes face to face with the savage, and this is where they have the philosophical discussion, where the guy was saying like the reason the world works is because they got rid of a lot of like bullshit that humanity produces. So one of them is religion. They got rid of religion because religion only happens when there's disease and death and conditioning to that. If there's social instability, people will like hope on religion. But in their world, because everyone's happy all the time, there's no need for God. Everyone's basically, it's a man-made heaven. Then the savage, his name's John the Savage. He says like, he's like, no, I want to believe in like suffering and sins and all that. I want to do like believe what my own like freedom of expression. And then the guy says, what is it? I think the story of that dystopian world happened because like of a lot of social instability, like wars are fought, people are dying. So they created a functioning society that's scientifically like ran. And I was like, damn. And you want to know what's the bigger like mind blown? That our world today is becoming headed towards that type of world
Which one?
in the book. So you know how I said
Oh.
everyone's drugged up and always happy all the time?
Yes.
So in today's world, we're not popping pills, but we have our phones. And every time you look at like an Instagram or you're on TikTok or anything, you always get a hit of dopamine.
What's that? Is that whose phone is that?
That's my brother. He's in the. Told you he's in the.
Yeah, I can hear that. So I kind of.
See the phones are everywhere. So whenever you're scrolling on Instagram, you notice how like you get a funny video and then you move on to the next funny video.
Are you saying we're heading towards the happy one or the?
Basically, yeah, we're
okay, yeah.
social. We're like in the transition to being socially engineered to be happy. A lot of social media sites today, they're created to try to get you to stay on the site as long as they can.
I feel like I would formally disagree. We're heading towards more of the freedom of thought because more people are angrier than ever and seeing all the BS. And then of course they're more and more depressed seeing their friends have fun on their social media. And then of course the climate change or the climate crisis, if anything, they're just getting more and more upset, and that's the freedom of thought. So I think we're heading towards the huge ending of a suicide. That's why.
See, that's what the book they discuss. See, that's social instability. People have issues with other people. So what in the book, they got rid of that. Everyone's happy all the time. We all drugged up. Everyone's scientifically engineered to just do their part.
I gotta read the book. Because how would they deal with climate crisis? They just laugh it off. They just
outside.
I'm so glad the polar bears are dying. Woo! Is that how they deal it, or something like that? Probably, yeah. They're all happy, right?
You don't care about that.
Yeah.
Drugged up.
Right. That sounds like communism.
Yeah, like being forced to being happy, right?
It's what do you call it? Remember I said it was written in 1938.
Yeah, I know. I said that sounds such like just a childish thing, just to throw it out. I just threw it out.
No,
I didn't really mean.
No, but during that time, the author was influenced by like the Russian Revolution in World War I.
Oh.
It's basically totalitarianism. You have the masses is being controlled by
someone.
Together.
Yeah,
we're all equal, except for the bottom tier.
So even the bottom tier is happy?
Yeah, they're all drugged up.
What the fuck? Like everyone's happy.
Oh, that's like
then the orgy porgy is like the ultimate sign of like what's it, like unity, like everyone just having sex with everyone.
Right. I would go with the freedom still, in my opinion. I think the freedom, I like going through the motions of stuff, the up and down, and just having my own thoughts. That's better than just being strictly forcefully optimistic and having no other choice but than to be happy. That sounds miserable. And it's honestly the opposite for me. Being happy all the time sounds kind of miserable. I don't know. That's at least in my opinion. I don't know about you guys. What do you guys think?
What if you're happy all the time without knowing that miserable, like that essence of being miserable doesn't exist? You just know happy and that's it.
That sounds miserable. That sounds sad.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm still going with the freedom.
Yeah.
I don't know what would you guys go with?
Freedom, because Attack on Titan and also having free thought is always good.
This is 1938, right? There's no anime. The Japanese are right now about to murder you, right?
So this book gets compared a lot to, you guys know the book 1984?
Yes, I've
heard of that book.
Ryan, you know that book?
That book sounds so familiar. What's the story about again?
So it's basically about in this world, it's kind of similar to the other book. It's like a dystopian world, but the government controls your freedom of thought. So the main character, I already forgot his name. think it's like
Oh fuck.
Is it Hugh?
No. No. It's not. We're having a book discussion, Ryan. Come on.
Okay.
it's book club. Well,
Okay.
basically, the main guy he becomes kind of self-aware of the world he's living in, and like everyone's doing the same thing every day, and they're kind of like the government controls everything. Like it sees what's going on inside your house, and they like control your. There's propaganda everywhere. It says big brother is always watching you, which is the government is basically like they control your thinking. Then they have people who are part of the higher ups that their job is to crack down on people who have become more individualistic.
Winston, right? That's
Winston,
I
yeah.
just yeah.
That's true. So then the guy Winston, he becomes self-aware, like, hey, why are we being controlled so much? Like, where's the freedom? So then he gets a crush on this girl who do they like work at the same place?
I think so. Yeah, I think they're something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, he starts to fall in love with a girl, and she's becoming individualistic too. Like they both notice this world's like corrupted, and there's another like freedom of expression. So then they do the what do you call it? What's the word when you're like the most taboo? Like illegal? Well, basically falling in love is illegal because the government controls everything, even your thoughts. So they do, obviously they fall in love in the outskirts, and then they meet a guy who shares the same thing. Like he's also individualistic, but the plot twist, he's actually part of the higher ups.
Oh.
So he turns both of them in, and then you get to see how like that world is operated. They do mental torture. So basically, the book shows that like no matter what, every aspect of human willpower can get destroyed. And what they did is they tortured him like using his fear, like fear of rats, and they got him to say like 2+2=5 and truly believe it. Like they really control every aspect of his brain. That's one of the famous quotes that 2+2=5.
This was oh, sorry, go ahead.
What were you gonna say?
I was gonna say this is George Orwell, right? The one who wrote Animal Farm, right? So he was
Yeah. He was influenced by like totalitarianism.
Right.
And the full control of the government to the people.
It's Ryan. It's always the thing people always mention. Like this is literally 1984. When people who haven't read the book, they always reference that or don't know anything about it.
When they think the government's overstepping its power on the people, they reference it.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, basically, to wrap up the summary, they torture him to the point where they make him believe anything they want. And then there's a scene where I think one of their friends die. So someone dies, but his memory gets erased from everyone. So it's like he never existed.
Oh shit. Okay.
It's like if I were to die right now and they erase you and Omar's memory, like I never existed in this world. You never knew there was a Dino. So they control that.
Well, where do I sign up? Okay.
Damn.
Okay, I'm playing.
So then the book ends with the bad guy telling them like they're not like controlling their brain for some like devious reason like to take over the world. It's just the government wants to implement a system where they have full power over everything, including free thought. So the book ends with the guy scared as fuck. Then he sees the girl he fell in love with, but they just carry on.
That's how it ends.
Yeah, like nothing happened.
Fuck.
The government used fear to control its people. Then Brave New World, the government uses pleasure. That's why they're all happy all the time. You don't know anything but happy. So that's just some deep philosophical talk, sir.
I think there's a game that's similar that came out that's similar to those two books you guys talked about. I think it's called like We Stay Happy or like Be Happy, but the game is basically about how like the government or like this town wants everyone to stay happy via this one injection / drug, because if they don't take it they get in trouble, you know what I mean? It's like one of those. And there's like one guy that actually becomes self-conscious about everything, or like self-aware about everything, to the point where he starts to like try to escape from the town.
That sounds like an inspiration from the
That's what I was thinking too. From like what you guys are talking about, it's an Xbox game.
Corey Kenshin played it.
It's like We Few Happy. There we go.
Yeah.
Or We Happy Few. That's what it's called.
Yeah. When you're not on the drug, you realize the world's like
it's like
miserable,
miserable, desolate. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
very gray. Because in the game, if you're on that fucking drug, like everything's all colorful. If you're not on it, it's like everything's all gray and like black and white.
See that's another, I think, another like influence.
Yeah, it's to the point too where like the security guards, like the police in the game, they're wearing like quote unquote happy masks.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of creepy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I remember. Yeah, I seen some gameplay of it. Search Corey Kenshin.
but I know Ryan picked Freedom. What would you pick? Freedom.
Shit, that's a good one. Because you can make a case of both. Like obviously you want freedom because for the sake of everything to exist, you want to have the option of everything.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know how like in religion, when people die, they want to go to heaven. So what is the true, like, what is the meaning of heaven to someone? Doesn't it mean to be happy all the time? No.
Essentially the afterlife.
Or it depends on everyone's self belief. Some people believe in reincarnation. Some people believe in that there is an afterlife. It's just different.
Yeah. So for me, so from my take, I grew up in a very, very Catholic household. And so that was preached to me that be a good boy and you go to heaven. So obviously it's normal to question, what is heaven? And I ain't talking about no Bryan Adams song, even though that is a good song, by the way.
Never heard of it.
Well, it's an old song from the 80s. My dad listened. But basically, if you think about it, isn't that book, isn't they portraying what the idea of heaven is? Like where people have everlasting life, where they're happy all the time.
That's true, but which one would you pick though?
That's what I'm saying. I don't think I have a concrete choice, because think about it. If I had the choice to be happy all the time and like not know like not be miserable and not know if I have no clue that these other options exist, then why not be happy all the time? It just makes sense. From a logical perspective, it makes sense.
On paper, I don't know. I personally don't think it would be right.
Because if you're happy all the time, what's the con to it?
You become too like focused on being happy that you tend to forget what's happening around you.
Well, that's the thing. And what if?
I think you'd pick happy. To be honest, it sounded like a lot. You'd pick happy side.
No, I'm saying if that is a choice, then that's like I said, why not? But because I'm human and we do experience everything, it just makes sense to value freedom. But that's what I like about the book. It makes you think. Like you have people who are drug addicts, right? So you can see like in their heads they're happy all the time, but as soon as they're off the drugs, they're the complete opposite. They're the most non-happy and most problematic.
Okay, but let's say you do actually have to pick to move on to the next conversation.
I have to?
Yes.
Fuck.
You can't stay in the middle. You have to pick one.
Yeah, there's no middle ground for this.
Yeah. Do I get to eat California burritos every day?
No, because the calories
Do I get to eat some Cali burrito every day?
No.
Time there.
I said no, but I said no, but
if there's no repercussions, why not be happy every day? But in this world, there is. So we value freedom.
There's I was about to say there's the taco shop near me. There's a Campechana Cali burrito.
Curia Imperial, yes.
I never knew that existed.
Oh, dude, that shit's busting.
And that's freedom right there.
True freedom.
Dude, there's a time me and Ryan would go there every day, freshman year.
They make their burritos small. They have small portions.
Wait, small?
They're not really small, but they're they're like, damn, I remember they used to be a lot bigger.
They used to be bigger, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Remember like ATI?
Yeah. Those burritos before, they used to be like the size of like damn near forearms before.
Dude, remember the fries is freaking huge also.
I know for like $8 before, like $7. I'm not complaining. Fuck.
They fill that shit up.
That box has some weight to it too.
I miss those days.
Yeah.
Shit.
But hey, man, that's the price of freedom, right? You know?
Yeah.
Freedom, baby. No, technically, you're eating that every day. You're technically happy every day, aren't you?
Yeah.
No repercussion.
Technically.
But you still get fat though.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's repercussions. So
Yeah.
you're not happy every day.
But then you're happy that you're
eating.
Okay,
always...
so what if you can eat anything and you don't get fat ever? Like you don't get any health issues. You can eat anything.
Wait, just one thing or
just one specific or anything?
Oh,
the idea is just no repercussion. Like obviously, if you eat burritos every day, you're gonna like get health issues. But if you're able,
depends on how the burrito's made too.
Yeah, if you eat this sofrito burrito, that vegan.
Okay. If you eat tag every day, you can eat tag every day. Never get sick of it. No health issues.
I'm already sick of tacos, El Gordo.
You never get sick of it. See, you're sick of it already. You chose freedom.
I would have to say no. Yeah, no, I'll pass on that.
Yeah.
I did try a good vegan place over the weekend. It's called Nature. It's funny you mentioned this. You know the Deezquibs barbecue. The one at State was ass.
Mm-hmm.
I never tried it, but I heard it was always bad. But the one in Claremont was really good. So it's right next to the Deezquibs. It's called Nature Foods or Natural Foods. It's just all vegan food. They have burgers, chicken sandwiches. I had the Nashville chicken sandwich. It tastes, dude, I don't know how they do it.
Mm-hmm.
It's all vegan. It's all healthy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we gotta try the Deezquibs too. Shout out to my coworker Devin, listening to this. Love you, man. He's the one that showed me. He said, yeah, because the first time I tried Deezquibs was at State, and it was all right. Some people really didn't like it.
It's overpriced.
No, yeah. But then when he showed me the restaurant, the one in Rancho East San Diego, dude, it was super good. So I gotta show you guys that place too.
Yeah, I remember when Deezquibs was still on campus. I always made like brisket mac and cheese.
Yeah, what if food nowadays is they just want you to be happy all the time?
I mean, I don't know if you guys notice this too, but like, I've heard that like a lot of companies nowadays, because there's starting to become like a shortage of like resources. A lot of companies are starting to like move toward like genetically engineered food.
Mm-hmm.
You like GMOs?
Yeah.
I thought that was already
GMOs.
I thought that was already.
You guys know what Doritos does when they make their new products?
No.
They do brain scans like after someone tries it to get it as addictive. That's why you when you're eating a bag of Doritos, you always finish it. You never like, I'm gonna save half for later.
Damn, that must not be working because I don't eat Doritos that much.
You have one of the few brains that I guess it didn't, whatever recipe they're using, it didn't suffice to that addiction level.
You know what? That makes sense because I remember the Doritos Locos Tacos was like a huge hit with people. I never had it, but people would always rave about it.
The Conan video we watched when he goes to Taco Bell. Remember they have people, they're recording people's reaction to it.
Yeah, to see if it's good or not good.
Yeah, they're studying like, I guess, yeah, just people. They do like they research that to get what's the best product, what's the most like addicting.
What'd you guys do over the weekend? I just had vegan food. That's about it.
Called me around, went to the beach and found parking.
I think you guys have some of the worst luck because I was watching the news that day and I heard there was a beer festival or some shit like that the same day.
That's why there was no parking. I found out about that at the beach too.
And I was like, damn, with like the Delta and the I think Lambda variant happening, you guys just, I'm like, this is the worst timing ever.
Tell me about it. I agree on
that. We're on the side though. We're not the beer festival.
No, but it's just like, are we snake bit or something? Because like we planned this for like 3 months ahead of time, and then the day it happens, COVID gets absolutely worse, and then there's a huge festival happening with a bunch of people who weren't wearing masks.
That's such bad luck, dude.
Yeah, we had some guests who came to the beach, but couldn't find parking.
Yeah,
Leaving.
they left. And
Oh,
Shout out to the boy Joel. He's a trooper. It took him 2 hours to find parking, but
Jesus.
yeah, it
Yo.
wasn't that bad.
he's a trooper.
Are you guys gonna change beaches or like?
You probably are.
Yeah.
You probably are. You probably are.
I would. Or I don't
mean,
know.
if people are fine with paying for parking, I don't know. It's up to them.
Where's the next
Silver Strand.
What the fuck is Silver Strand?
Along next to Coronado and near IV. It's like right in the middle.
It's actually near Chula Vista, more towards Chula Vista.
Yeah, it's based near Palm Avenue.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's gonna be the next move.
I thought this last one was the last ever like.
Well, like
beach
Justin
thing.
Bieber says, he thought it was over.
I thought you would say never, but yeah.
That too. that too. Oh man. But yeah, the beach though. Oh man.
Mhm.
Ocean Man, dude. What a song.
Yeah, I had fun swimming. The water was nice. We went whale hunting.
Yeah,
Find
and then everyone killed the killer jalapeno cream cheese wontons.
Yeah, Ryan made wontons. And they killed the pizza too, huh? All 5 boxes were empty.
Yeah.
How
that
many
was
people
funny.
came? Jesus.
To be honest, I didn't really get numbers, but like, what do you think? Do you like maybe like 20, 30-ish?
Like 30-ish, 40, like a classroom.
Yeah, classroom.
Yeah. From gauging it.
Yeah. Also, Matt Moore is a trooper. That boy came back.
Oh yeah, Matt Moore came, left, went back to Chula Vista, and then came back.
Yeah.
No parking or what? Like,
Yeah.
No, when he came, he got lucky. He found a parking right away.
oh, nice.
He said he went home and he's like, I'm not gonna get beat by this parking lot, and then came back and found parking.
Yeah.
Shout out him, he's a trooper.
Also, rip to everyone else that couldn't find parking.
Yeah.
I hope we will have another function, trust. Especially you, Andreas Ortiz. We will have another one, trust.
Oh hell no! I know Andres Ortiz. I know that man ain't gonna bail next time. We know where he lives. You better be listening, Andres.
Yeah, you better be, or else. No hetero.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go to Andres' house. I'm gonna break in. I'm gonna go up to him and I'm gonna pull out a gun. I'm like, thank you, Andres, for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Oh, before we finish it, do you two have anything you want to say to the peeps?
If you're not vaccinated, just the fuck are you waiting for? Just get vaccinated, please.
I'll say I hope COVID wins.
Yeah. Well, I mean, from statistics alone, it seems like the COVID is basically pulling a 2016 Golden State Warriors right now.
And the last thing I gotta say is, ladies and gentlemen, remember, if you're having a bad day, it took Joel 2 hours to find parking, and he finally did it. So shout out to that boy. And with that being said, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Read the books.
Peace.